getting back at it with another YouTube video. And yeah, today we're doing another one of these talking videos. Call as the title says, it says, "Why do I think World War Hulk should be a movie in the MCU, or not the MCU, like just why Marvel should make a movie about it?" So yeah, let's get into this. Before we start though, I want to just say, before someone's like, "Oh, you can't really do this movie," I definitely would like to see it not just in the MCU, maybe even animated or something. I would say more of animated, kind of in the MCU kind of thing, because I think that would be kind of interesting. And yeah. So yeah, I recently read the comic, and I was like, this comic is really good. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I read the whole thing. It's pretty good. Um, Obviously we've gotten before an animated movie in terms of back in like, I think it was like 2008 or so. It was like early 2000s. We got Planet Hulk, I believe it was called, but it didn't showcase the full story. And yeah, that's the reasoning for that. And also I have to say this one thing: they kind of already kind of adapted it into the MCU, because most of the movie is made. I mean, the comic is based on Hulk being sent to Sakaar, and basically just becoming some like ruthless king or whatever, or not ruthless, but like he's like some powerful guy there and stuff. So yeah, they kind of did that already in the MCU, but they didn't do it proper. Like they did it well enough, but they didn't do it like the comic book way. Now I know you cut down things and stuff, but also it didn't make sense at the time because I don't believe they had the MCU had or Disney had the rights to X Men, Fantastic Four, and all that, because those guys play a not X Men, sorry, the Fantastic Four play a key role in it as well, and part of the X Men does as well. So yeah, I would definitely think you would do it, but you would do it maybe in animation style, just because first of all, Iron Man plays a key role in this, and Robert Downey Jr. is not playing Iron Man anymore. So I would definitely say do it animation style, so you can get somebody's voice, and people aren't like outraged because they're like, "Oh, you recast Iron Man or something." But yeah, you would do something like that along those lines of animation. You obviously include the four people that sent Hulk away, which is Doctor Strange, Iron Man, um, Black Bolt, and Reed Richards. That could be definitely interesting there. You could, again, with the animation, I definitely think maybe you can have Benedict Cumberbatch be Doctor Strange and voice him. You could definitely do it like a Clone Wars style thing. Like, you know how Clone Wars, you have the movies, obviously, and then you have the show that has some of the voices from the previous stuff, but it has mostly like recast kind of thing, but it's not really a recast. So I could definitely think you can do that. You can also do like more comic book based things too, which is pretty interesting. I think you would definitely, if you're doing this, I would definitely think you would probably like not switch out the characters, but cut down some stuff. Definitely like Sentry, for example. He plays a key role in the comics, but I definitely think they'll probably cut him out, honestly, because that I haven't seen Sentry in any like films or anything, or he might have been in a TV show, but I don't think he was in any films or anything. So yeah, that's definitely gonna be interesting to see what they do. Maybe they switch out a character, because if you remember in the Infinity War comic, for example, they had Silver Surfer was supposed to smash into the Sanctum Sanctorium with Wong and Doctor Strange, but they ended up changing it up for Hulk instead, which is definitely well done. I had no complaints about that. I definitely think it was good, obviously, because they didn't have the rights to Silver Surfer in the first place. So yeah, I would definitely be all right if they replace Sentry with something else. And also, Could be interesting. I don't think they would if they were doing this, I don't think they would follow storyline of the comic book. For example, like Captain America's dead and Spider Man has a symbiote, I believe. I think that's what he has on him in the comic books, and like Black Panthers are married to Storm, for example, in that thing, right? So yeah, I definitely think you would do that. But also what you could maybe also do is actually make it a part two to the original Planet Hulk or whatever movie it's called. You could definitely do like a part two, since you already basically everything there is right. To be honest with you, I mean he's on gets a car and all that, so I would definitely like to see like a part two, but definitely like him traveling to Earth and this planet getting destroyed and him hellbent on killing the Illuminati or whatever they're called, the four superheroes. So I definitely think that's pretty interesting. You definitely go with the animation style. I definitely say that. Um, in terms of voices, I said this already. With the Clone Wars, you can maybe even have Mark Ruffalo voicing Hulk. Who knows? To be honest with you, um, if they were to do it in real life, I don't think it would work out properly. You'd have to do it in like I don't know 10 years time or something like that, 20 years, like a long time down the way. Because if they just rush out this movie, it'll get screwed up in the MCU. Because partially because part of it's already been made, kind of, but Hulk isn't like hell bent on killing the Avengers or anything. But yeah, I would definitely if I was doing it in the MCU. I don't think it would work out really that well, to be honest with you. I would definitely go for a solid animation. Whether you base it off the MCU or not, is definitely a studio's choice. But in my opinion, it should be like how those Hulk movies were originally, just on its side. Like it wasn't really involving too much of the other films slash TV shows. So I definitely think that was pretty interesting. But yeah, that's basically it for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below if you guys want to see this like in an animation form. But yeah, I would definitely like to hear your opinions. But thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.